Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Well, welcome in. Got you an update on your forecast regarding the weekend. Watching for some likely chances of passing rain again, and with some increasing moisture, surface front setting up shop near or north of the area for a prolonged period. Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, all up to likely chances of rain with potentially 1 to 2 inches total here. Locally higher amounts will be a possibility as well. So for the weekend, the ground may already be compromised with all the rounds of previous rain in the last days and weeks, so we'll have to watch for flooding and flash flooding potential again for the weekend. Don't fall asleep on late today and tonight, too. Northern areas of the state have a marginal risk of some isolated severe weather. Large hail and damaging winds are possible. The northern panhandle, the Storm Prediction Centers including a low potential of a brief tornado as well. Yesterday in Charleston, high of 79, average is 85. Mix of sun and clouds. Most of us to the south, especially, will be dry today with some warm conditions out there. And northern areas, I'll watch for that chance of a passing shower and storm. Fly-saver forecast, it starts at home. Picking in Atlanta today, high of 89, 90 tomorrow. Chance of a shower and storm to the north from panhandle to panhandle, warming up low to mid-80s. Chance of showers and storms late with that risk of isolated severe. To the east, approaching potentially near 90 in the eastern panhandle, up to 89 today. For northwestern areas, again, be mindful of a chance of showers and storms potentially late or overnight. And to the south, likely dry and warm, high near 89 in Huntington. Now, with the multiple chances of rain and storms, there will be warmer and muggier air returning, lows near 70, highs in the 80s. As we trend drier next week, there will still be more concerns with heat and humidity, but more 90s will break through. Highs mid-90s, potentially 96 to near 100 in the forecast in the long term for Wednesday. So we'll have to watch for potential prolonged heat.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Live from West Virginia's capital city with news from across the state. This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law, with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and Metro News' Dave Allen.
Welcome into the 2 o'clock hour, the final hour. Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. We'll get to Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. Nothing but your calls and text. 1-800-765-TALK or text 304-TALK-304. It's Metro News Midday.
Metro News Midday is presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com. Join in by calling 800-765-8255 or text 304-TALK-304. Let's go live to downtown Charleston. Here's Dave Allen.
Thursday edition of the show, one step closer to the weekend. Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Open line West Virginia on the way at the bottom of the hour. 1-800-765-TALK. That is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producers today. Introducing the all-new Metro News television weather. Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes on your radio, and his team of meteorologists are on all of your connected screens too, giving you the latest weather updates. Join us for our new venture, Metro News Television Weather, available exclusively on Metro News Television. Make sure you download that app today. You can also follow along on social media as well. Coming up in just a bit, we're going to be joined by Kanawha County Commission President Ben Salango. Big news broke here in Kanawha County a couple of hours ago at a meeting of the Ambulance Service Authority. As Jack Carlson of Metro News said, we have reported in the past about some financial issues and some other issues as well with the Ambulance Service Authority, and they had a meeting today, went into an executive session, and some major changes are about to take place. We're going to be joined by the Commission President, Ben Salango, here momentarily to talk about that and kind of see where we're going, because there's a new executive director. That is going to be another county commissioner, Lance Wheeler, who was not running for re-election. He's running for state senate. And so he's going to take over that role effective, I think, the 1st of July. And so we'll talk to, excuse me, County Commission President Ben Salango about that coming up. Also, tomorrow, we do want to remind you that tomorrow is our Lunch Spot Day. You got a great place to eat around the state of West Virginia. Drop us an email about it midday at wvmetronews.com, or reach out to either Amanda or myself on social media, Dave Allen Radio on Facebook, or at Dave870 on X. Kanawha County Commission President Ben Salango joins us now. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for being here. It's I know been a busy couple of hours for you and the members of the Ambulance Service Authority here, and this is of statewide significance because the Ambulance Service Authority here in Kanawha County has really had a lot of eyes on it, as of late. We know the situation about the gentleman, the ambulance incident. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But basically, the ambulance, the authority met today, and some major decisions were made. Take it from there.
So one of the issues that we've had, this has been a persistent problem with Kanawha County Emergency Ambulance, is the budget. There was one point in time we had a $3 million budget deficit. And so when Monica Mason, who, she did a great job, but when she resigned from the Ambulance Authority as the Executive Director, we were in a position where we had to find someone to fill that spot. And, I mentioned this during the board meeting a few hours ago, finding someone who has the clinical, operational experience of a paramedic or an EMT, but also has the financial and management experience that you need to be Executive Director is like trying to find a unicorn. Mm-hmm. And so,
I think that's true of anybody, finding so many people that know the hands-on and the financial end of it.
It is very difficult. And so, one of the thoughts that I had, and this didn't occur until after Monica Mason had resigned, was Commissioner Wheeler has been, he's been an incredible county commissioner. Now, he and I are at the same political party, so for me to say that, it means something,
You're
right?
a Democrat and he's a Republican.
He's a Republican. And, but I have watched him over the last 5 years crunch the numbers. He and I have fought over the numbers. We've argued over the numbers. But he's been a remarkable county commissioner, and specifically on the budget. He's young. He's energetic. He understands the financials. He can make hard decisions. You have to make some very difficult decisions as a county commissioner. And so I called him, and this wasn't not long ago. And it was after Jason Sergent, who was in the operational management of the Ambulance Authority, was promoted as interim director, just kind of fill the void while we found a replacement. I said, Lance, is there anyone that you can think of who has the budget experience and the management experience that we need? And we talked back and forth. I said, Lance, you have that experience. He's now running for state senate, so his time on the county commission is limited anyway. Mm-hmm. I said,
he's not seeking re-election.
He is not seeking re-election. He's running for state senate. And the board looked at him as whether or not he would be qualified, and he's eminently qualified. He has handled a $70 million budget. He has served on the Ambulance Authority board for 5 years. He makes tough decisions every single day. He has the management experience. He has the financial experience. That's what we needed at the Ambulance Authority. Now, he didn't necessarily have the ambulance operational experience, even though he was on the boards. And so we approached Jason Sergent about serving in the role as deputy director. And again, the board thought that was best to have them both serve that unicorn type position. They're both going to be working hand in hand and side by side to make sure that we've got the budget covered, to make sure that we've got the operational issues covered. And I think together they're going to be an incredible team.
So there was a meeting held today. Explain what happened at them, how it all went down.
So when we arrived at the meeting, we had to go into executive session because there were also some board vacancies that need to be filled, and it was time to elect a new board president, a new board vice president, and of course the other officers on the board. So we went into an executive session. We nominated Roy Isaac, who is a former executive from McJunkin. He's got incredible business experience as our board president. We nominated Tim Morris as the vice president. Of course, he has lots of experience on the Ambulance Authority, also a business owner. Dave Fletcher, who was mayor, we nominated him as the treasurer because he has a lot of the financial experience, also in banking and insurance.
Mayor of Bell, right?
Of Bell,
yeah.
And so we nominated him, and he's been on the board. He may be the longest serving board member on the Ambulance Authority, quite frankly, and he's just an invaluable asset. So we made those nominations, and then we went to the discussion about executive director. Everyone participated in the discussion. It was the full board just in executive session, including a number of members who participated remotely. But we all agreed that having Lance Wheeler in the financial role, in the management role of executive director made sense. You know, he went from managing a $70 million budget on the county commission. Now he's going to manage a $23 million budget for the Ambulance Authority. He has the management skills on the personnel side, and also is excellent at public relations, which, quite frankly, we've needed over the last 60 days. And so to us, to the board, it was a no-brainer. But one issue, obviously there was a gap, and so making Jason Sergent the deputy director for the operational, the logistics, those types of things seemed like it was necessary and made sense. And Jason's done a great job. I mean, he's been there for decades and is a wonderful asset to the Ambulance Authority and to Kanawha County.
Talking again with Kanawha County Commission President Ben Salango, and you can disagree with me if you want, but I think it would, in my opinion, it would not be a far stretch to say that there's been some issues, as you said, the budgetary issues and some other issues within the Ambulance Service Authority. What other changes can you talk about at this point? Because I think there are going to be several changes.
There will be changes, and so I want to be clear about something. My goal as a board member on the Ambulance Authority, and by the way, I've only been a board member now for about 3 weeks. But when I sat down and I looked at the numbers, the first thing that I noticed was the high rate of turnover with the Ambulance Authority. That's not news to anybody. I mean, this is a tough job. These folks run into car accidents. You know, they have to run in and get people out and stabilize them. They're going into homes. Some they're going into hostile environments. It is a very tough job, but they're not paid like it. I mean, they're not paid fairly in my mind. And so what I've asked and what I've challenged the board and I've challenged our new executive director to do is all of the savings that we're going to make, whether it's increased revenue or whether it's savings through decreasing the expense side, needs to be passed down. We need to pay the EMTs and the paramedics a fair wage. We need to make sure that we are not having issues with retention. We're not losing EMTs and paramedics to adjacent counties or just attrition. They just don't like the job anymore. They're burned out. We've got to fix those problems. And one way you fix that is if you're really focused on retention is you have to pay them well. And so my goal and what I've challenged the board and what I've challenged the new executive director to do is make sure that those savings and that increased revenue is passed down to the people who quite frankly deserve it.
Is it a fair statement that that EMTs and emergency service personnel in Kanawha County, which is the largest county in the state, how do they compare with other counties as far as pay goes?
They had a pay raise that went into effect in January, which was very controversial, quite frankly, because the Ambulance Authority was operating in a deficit, and so I questioned why you would give a raise during a deficit. I think at least one of the board members questioned it as well. He was outvoted. Now we've seen some of the budget issues turning around, and I think it's time to step that up and make sure that they are paid fairly. But the truth is, we were lagging behind Putnam. We were lagging behind Cabell. There were many other counties that were lagging behind. And my goal is after 12 months, we're not lagging behind anymore. We're leading the pack.
So with County Commissioner Lance Wheeler, I'll have you put your county commissioner hat on for a moment, stepping down, obviously, because he has to step down. You know,
he does
to take over.
He's already submitted his letter of resignation. It is effective June 30th. Today will be his last meeting. When Lance decided to run for state senate, I called him and asked him not to. You know, I think I will candidly tell you that I called and said, please don't run for state. We need you on the county commission. That's how valuable of an asset he's been to us and to me. And I tried to talk him out of it, and he was dead set. He can be very stubborn at times. I thought I was persuasive. Apparently, I was not. And he has elected to run for state senate. So he was going to be, his time at the commission was going to be over at the end of the year anyway, because he was up for reelection. We have 2 candidates running for that spot now. So the county commission's in a position where we have to fill that spot for the next, 6 months or so. Our next meeting after today will be July 23rd. I suspect that's when we will make decisions on who the next commissioner will be, although it will be an interim term to fill for the rest of this calendar year, and then whoever is elected in November will take that seat.
So how does that work as far as choosing to do it? Because it will have to come down between you and the other county commissioner, Natalie Tennant. So you guys will have to try to work together on this to see.
Correct.
So explain to listeners how that works.
Well, so here's what you need to know. There's a reason why every county commission in the state has an odd number. Most have 3 members. A couple have 5 members. Yeah. There's a reason why the West Virginia Supreme Court has 5 members and the United States Supreme Court has 9 members. It's so there's never a tie, right? You don't want a 4-4 vote. If there were 8 members of the United States Supreme Court or 2-2 if it was the West Virginia Supreme Court. So we have to agree. Otherwise, there's no person there for a tiebreaker. If we don't agree, then it will go to the Republican Executive Committee to submit 3 names to the county commission, and basically we will each strike a name, and whoever's left will be the county commission. I hope it doesn't go to that. I hope Commissioner, and we have not talked about it yet, but I hope Commissioner Tennant and I can agree on the replacement. If not, it will go down to the strike system, and whoever's left.
And it has to be Republican because Lance Wheeler is a Republican.
Has to be Republican. Has to be from the magisterial districts 3 or 4, because Commissioner Tennant occupies District 1. I occupy District 2. So you can't have more than one commissioner from the same district. So it will be somebody from magisterial district 3 or 4.
And what are those areas for our listeners?
Well, we're looking at Cross Lanes. We're looking at Elkview. We're looking at Sissonville, that area. Okay. So into the west side of Charleston, it has to be a Republican. Has to be from one of those magisterial districts, and there'll be an application period, very similar to when Commissioner Carper resigned. When our prosecutor Chuck Miller resigned, we had an application period. When Prosecutor Miller resigned, Lance and I unanimously agreed on Deb Rusnick. She went on to win the election. She's been a fantastic prosecutor. When Commissioner Carper resigned, Lance and I did not agree on a replacement initially, and then we agreed on Mark Slotnick, who has 30-plus years of experience with the commission. And then he served in that role as county commissioner until the election between Chris Walters and Natalie Tennant ended, and then Natalie took over.
All right. We got to take a break,
sure.
Commissioner. Can you hang out with us
Absolutely.
for 1 second? All right. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with more after this. Stay with us.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
The best selection of WVU apparel is at Daniel's Men's Store. Exclusive designs you won't find anywhere else. Stylish, sophisticated, and unmistakably mountaineer. Shop in store or online at danielsofmorgantown.com.
For couples that are experiencing infertility, about half will have the male factor in the diagnosis. At the WVU Medicine Center for Reproductive Medicine, we offer a wide array of treatment options for male factor infertility. There's really no reason you would need to go anywhere else. If we can identify and treat male factor infertility, we can prevent couples from even having to go down the road of IVF, saving you potentially money and time. We're here to help build a family. We have the capabilities and we care.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
At Dan Cabot GMC. Now get up to $12,000 off any 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Denali Ultimate. Shop our great selection of new Acadias and Canyons. Lease a 2026 GMC Canyon Elevation for only $575 per month. And don't forget to check out our quality pre-owned vehicles. At Dan Cabot GMC, shop the world.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Across West Virginia, hospitals are always here, healing, helping, and standing strong for our communities. Hospitals save lives and build livelihoods. They're among our largest employers, with a passionate workforce of 54,000 West Virginians. Hospitals are economic drivers, contributing close to $17 billion to our state's economy and working to ensure access to care for all. From life-saving moments to wellness support, West Virginia hospitals keep our state healthy, our families strong, and our future bright.
Sportsline on Metro News Television.
One of the ladies asked me in the forum if I know how to drive in the snow. I told her, oh yeah, I spent 5 years in Elkins.
See, that's one of those things. I mean, you're moving. This is basically coming back to Florida here when you get to Fairmont. I mean, this is easy.
It's going to be a breeze.
Welcome back to the show. 225. Kanawha County Commission President Ben Salango is with us. We're talking about the Kanawha County Ambulance Authority, which had a meeting earlier today, went into executive session, and they've named a new executive director. That is Kanawha County Commissioner Lance Wheeler, who then in part will resign his county commission seat. Of course, he is a candidate for Senate, and he can, if he is elected to state Senate, he can do both those jobs, right?
Yeah, I believe he can do those both. I mean, that'll be on him to clear with the Ethics Commission and make sure they complies with all the rules and regulations. Lance has been a wonderful member of the county commission. Again, when he said he was running for state senate, I tried to talk him out of it because I wanted to keep him on the county commission. Ultimately decided to do that. And then when there was a vacancy after Monica Mason resigned a few weeks ago, and, you know, she did a great job as well. But when she resigned, we were left in a position where we needed somebody with budgetary and finance and management experience. Jason Sergent was named the interim director. Jason's a great guy and has all the operational experience you could ever want out of a person. And nobody knows how to run an ambulance authority better than Jason. So what we did was kind of use each of their skill set. Lance's skill set as a manager and on the budgets, and Jason's skill set for the operational side of the ambulance authority, and basically combine them. We got the executive director, who's Lance Wheeler, and the deputy director, which is Jason Sergent, who is going to fulfill that role very well. I'm confident.
And, you know, the ambulance authority is going to have some difficult, decisions to make, because, again, you're looking at a deficit going in. You were able to get the deficit down a little bit, and you got some people, from what I have been told, that, you know, they're not being paid probably what they should be compared to other counties. So it's for Director, soon to be, I guess, Director Wheeler, if everything goes through okay, there's going to be some difficult decisions made by that board.
I can't think of many people that I trust more to make those difficult decisions than him. In fact, there were a couple of positions that were out there available recently, and I had recommended him for each, because each involved budgets, each involved tough decisions, each involved personnel management. And when I called him about the executive director position for the ambulance authority, initially, you know, he was reluctant. Because he's got a job. I mean, he's working for CORE. He does organ recovery, works with families and hospital systems to, you know, when someone is going to donate an organ. And so he has that job. He's very successful at that. loves that job. He's working with families all the time. But he also had the management experience being on the Kanawha County Emergency Ambulance Authority board for the last 5+ years. And so there was truly no one better to serve as executive director than Lance Wheeler. And I've seen it, his tenacity and his thought process as commissioner, and I fully trust him as executive director, fully.
All right. Kanawha County Commission President Ben Salango, I know it's been a busy couple of hours for everybody involved in trying to put all this together. And again, that board is going to have some difficult decisions to make. Of course, the situation, which is still pending in court with the ambulance situation, and that's going to have to be faced. But there's a lot of personnel issues and budgetary issues as well. But we appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to be here today. Thanks a lot.
Dave. Appreciate you.
All right. Any final words? We got about 30 seconds. Any final words from you?
No. So we've got a lot going on. We're going to name the telecommunicator of the year tonight at the commission meeting at 4 p.m. Mike Rutherford's going to come over. We're going to present. That's one you want to tune into. I typically don't tell people to tune into our Facebook page of the county commission, but you may want to watch this one because I hope they play some of those 911 calls that our telecommunicators have to answer and respond to, and they do a wonderful job as well. They work obviously hand in hand with the Ambulance Authority.
All right. Kanawha County Commission President Ben Salango, appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot. Hang out with me here just 1 second. We'll get to Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. Nothing but your calls and text, 1-800-765-TALK or text 304-TALK-304. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producers today. It is Metro News Midday. We're coming back after this.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Well, welcome in. Got you an update on your forecast regarding the weekend. Watching for some likely chances of passing rain again, and with some increasing moisture. Surface front setting up shop near or north of the area for a prolonged period. Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, all up to likely chances of rain with potentially 1 to 2 inches total here. Locally higher amounts will be a possibility as well. So for the weekend, the ground may already be compromised with all the rounds of previous rain in the last days and weeks. So we'll have to watch for flooding and flash flooding potential again for the weekend. Don't fall asleep on late today and tonight, too. Northern areas of the state have a marginal risk of some isolated severe weather. Large hail and damaging winds are possible. The northern panhandle, the Storm Prediction Centers including a low potential of a brief tornado as well. Yesterday in Charleston, high of 79, average is 85. Mix of sun and clouds. Most of us to the south, especially, will be dry today with some warm conditions out there. And northern areas, I'll watch for that chance of a passing shower and storm. Fly Saver forecast, it starts at home. Picking in Atlanta today, high of 89, 90 tomorrow. Chance of a shower and storm to the north from panhandle to panhandle, warming up low to mid 80s. Chance of showers and storms late with that risk of isolated severe. To the east, approaching potentially near 90 in the eastern panhandle, up to 89 today. For northwestern areas, again, be mindful of a chance of showers and storms potentially late or overnight. And to the south, likely dry and warm, high near 89 in Huntington. Now, with the multiple chances of rain and storms, there will be warmer and muggier air returning, lows near 70, highs in the 80s. As we trend drier next week, there will still be more concerns with heat and humidity, but more 90s will break through. Highs mid-90s, potentially 96 to near 100 in the forecast in the long term for Wednesday. So we'll have to watch for potential prolonged heat.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. I told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. With Metro News Hotline, If it's trending, it's probably here.
And then the other thing, his last name is one of those weird Norwegian names where they have two vowels that slam into each other. It's like the A and the E are like cemented into each other.
You're like the 12th Dave that works here. What do you think people from Norwegian think about that?
That is fair.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
Today. Thank you for caring.
This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com.
Welcome back to the show. 26 away from 3 o'clock. It is Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit SalangoLaw.com. Dave Allen in the host chair, Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producers today. And, I have never been one of those people that has said, gosh, when you talk about the time and where did the year go? It's already June. Or, man, this seems like the shortest week ever or the longest week. Let me tell you, this week seems like it is the longest daggone week ever. I don't know why things haven't been overly stressful any more than normal. But, man, this week I'm like, I woke up this morning and I was like, is it just Thursday? It seems like it seems like it's been Monday for 3 weeks. But closer to the weekend, and unfortunately, as you've been hearing on the news, we're going to have to keep a close eye on the weather. According to Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes, we'll probably have to get Brian in here tomorrow to tell us what to expect for the weekend, because there's some heavy rain expected this weekend in a lot of West Virginia. I mean, heavy rain, flash flooding potential is possible. It's still early right now. We don't want to push the panic button yet, but for those people that are still trying to clean up right now in Logan County and Boone County and Raleigh County, Mingo to a certain extent, those folks don't want to hear that. Also, I would say to those folks that we've spent this week kind of commemorating the 10-year anniversary of the 1,000-year flood, they called it, that hit places like Elkview and Clendenin, Kanawha County, Raynell, White Sulphur Springs, Richwood, all those people. That's the last thing they want to hear at his time. And I know the people of Clendenin tomorrow actually it starts tomorrow and goes through Saturday, big festival going on there. And so they don't want to hear that. So we'll blame Brian Hughes, but there is definitely some heavy weather, it looks like, heading to the area. But fingers crossed, maybe things will change. One thing we can tell you that every weather model agrees on is that next week, as we get ready to celebrate the America's 250, the regatta going on in Charleston, things going on in every city across the country and across the state of West Virginia, temperatures be hot next week. Most models say that we're going to be 95 to 100 most days around the 4th of July, and heat indices even well above 100. So if you're going to be taking part in any of these things, hydrate. 1-800-765-TALK or text 304-TALK-304. Text us on the tickets. Tickets are hard to get because of Ticketmaster, Live Nation's monopoly, and our Do Nothing Help Regular People Congress, says a text. That's kind of the thing we went through and talking to Burke Allen a little bit earlier. Text says, well, not attending the Great American Fair because of the president, you are making it political. Cross your arms and pout if it makes you feel better. God bless America, according to a texter. Text says, as if it's not enough, Trump is getting embarrassed by Iran. The rest of the world and the Democrats, now his own party is abandoning him. Dude, just resign already. I think you and I both know that is probably not going to happen. But look, the people have been predicting the end of MAGA in America ever since MAGA began. When Donald Trump first came down that escalator, when he first was elected to office for his first term, people just said, that's it for MAGA. Then Joe Biden was elected. MAGA movement, if anything, got stronger, I would think, during the Biden years in opposition and the things about stolen elections and whatever. So Donald Trump gets elected, comes back into office, and there are people that have across the country that have said, that it's starting to wind down. I for one, will believe it when I see it. I feel as we sit here in the year of our Lord 2026 on June 25th that the Republican Party, just my opinion alone, the Republican Party is MAGA, and MAGA is the Republican Party. And if you are not on board the Trump train, if you're not MAGA, but you are still conservative and Republican, you really don't have a voice in the Republican Party right now. There's a few on the national level, certainly none in West Virginia, at least none that I'm aware of, that will speak publicly about it. A congressional delegation on down, and look, that's their right. I'm just saying that, I'm just saying. I'll leave it at that. 1-800-765-TALK, text 304, talk 304. Text says, on the flooding, 80-plus years of Democratic rule and nothing to stop flooding happened. We elect Republicans and nothing happened. How about we start electing other people, because what we are doing obviously isn't working, says the texter. Text, heard you over and over again refer to Becky Pepper Jackson as the athlete. Why can't you just say boy, because that's what he is, says the texter. There was some talk, and the Supreme Court's running out of time for this session, that there might be a decision on what we in the business call BPJ, but to come down today, and it did not. But they are quickly running out of time. 21 minutes away from 3. Text, the American State Fair starts today in Washington, D.C., yet 7 states refuse to send a representative to Washington, D.C. for the event, citing the cost, considering they spent millions on illegal immigrants, housing for illegal immigrants, food for illegal immigrants, and so forth. The governor of Oregon said if anybody but Trump was president, they would send a delegation. That proves they are making America's birthday partisan. Shame on them, says the texter. Appreciate the text. You could take that in a variety of different ways on both sides, but I do appreciate the text. Text says, here's a question. According to Google, it costs somewhere between $300,000 and $500,000 to book Alabama. How are we paying for this? I do not know. I simply don't have an answer. The Supergroup Alabama is going to be coming to Charleston next week. They're playing one night, West Virginia Symphony Orchestra. Quite a bit less to get them to play than what it is Alabama. And then Marshall Tucker Band, which would, I guess among those three would come in second, with Alabama being the top. I'm not sure how it's being paid for, and maybe those that are smarter than me, the governor's office, I don't know. I mean, there's a contingency fund. I do know that. I don't know whether that figure is accurate or not, but knowing what I know about the entertainment business from Big Brother Burke, that's about accurate. That's about an accurate price. Now, and the fact that it was just announced that Alabama is coming to play here means that it hasn't been on the schedule, as far as I know, unless they kept it under wraps, and that's fine. And I can tell you that having done some concert promotion and things of that nature in the past, when you try to get somebody for a particular date, the price just went up. And when that particular date is a week or two, away, or a week, whenever they started the negotiations, I wasn't part of that. I don't know. Then the price really goes up. You want us, this is what it's going to cost. So I do not know. Text, will not attend Great American Fair because the president, you're making political cross your... Oh, okay, I read that one. I apologize for that. I do apologize. Sometimes they all run together when you got one of them stigmatisms. Text says, this 250 celebration that the state is holding, who's footing the bill, and why wasn't it done on June 20th, West Virginia's birthday, instead of when the regatta is going on? Then a little derogatory comment about Patrick Morrissey. Well, I mean, I can't. And number one, you're probably not going to get Alabama. You're probably not going to pursue the group Alabama to play the West Virginia's birthday, West Virginia, and this is America's 250th birthday. I mean, it is a very, very special occasion. America has not had a birthday, if that's what you want to call it, like this since 1976. So to answer your question, who's footing the bill? That's a question for the governor. And why wasn't it on June 20th? That's probably not going to happen. Why is it going on when the regatta is going on? I mean, look, you heard the comments. Our team interviewed Charleston Mayor Amy Schuler Goodwin. She said that they've been in contact trying to work with the governor's office on this. My only question, and I'm being just a semi-responsible citizen here, is just with the city of Charleston has great workers. I mean, they do. They go above and beyond. And I know I don't live in Charleston, but I work here. I'm in town 6 days a week. Okay, I know what they do here, and I know they're hardworking men and women. My question would be, just how much can you stretch people? And I'm not saying that they're not capable. I'm not saying the plan hasn't been worked out. I just worry about that as somebody who, again, doesn't live in Charleston but is in town 6 days a week. I wonder how they're going to be able to pull it off. I'll be honest with you. And look, if anybody can do it, this city and this state can, but I got questions. 1-800-765-TALK is a phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. We had way too much fun, and if you didn't get a chance to listen to it, go back and listen to the first hour, because we had way too much fun. Myself, Amanda, Jeff Jenkins, and TJ Meadows talking about this Ferris wheel, the largest portable Ferris wheel in the country, and apparently it's set up like gondolas, and or at least some of the cars are named after presidents, so you too can ride the Ulysses Grant or something, or Taft, or I always want to choose the most, the most obscure president possible. And I can see, as divided as we are, and I have not seen pictures of this. I know we need to take a break, but I can see somebody, they get ready to get on their Ferris wheel car, and it's Trump. No, I'm not getting on that. Or if it's Obama or Biden, no, I'm not getting on that. So, it's kind of where we are. They're just wait for the president to go around and pick one you like, I guess. I'll take Zachary Taylor. It's 2:45. It's Metro News Midday. We'll take a break and come back after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Come check out this 2026 Sierra 3500 all-wheel drive and dual rear wheels crew Denali and this 2026 Sierra HD chassis cab. Both built to work. If your job demands more, they both deliver. You can build it your way from the ground up with a chassis cab, or get the fully loaded, ready-to-work Denali Crew Cab dually. Custom or complete, they are both ready for work. At Dan Cavett GMC, shop the world.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
At Daniel's Men's Store, exceptional style begins with a curated selection and finishes with a flawless fit. When it's time to buy a suit, Daniel's is here to make sure yours is one of a kind. Discover tailored suits you'll only find in-store at Daniel's.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
A vasectomy reversal is a much more complicated procedure than a vasectomy, using sutures that are essentially smaller than your eyelash to reconstruct anatomy. I do what I do to try to help the patients of West Virginia have kids.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
West Virginia is home. It's where we work, live, and raise our families. At the heart of our communities are West Virginia hospitals and their compassionate caregivers. From life-saving treatments and emergency care to wellness support and screening services, we are improving your quality of life through extraordinary achievements and amazing results. West Virginia Hospitals. Your health is the heartbeat of our communities.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Heard all over the great state of West Virginia. Great radio stations like WSLW in White Sulphur Springs, WKKX and WVLY in Wheeling, WEPM Martinsburg, WAJR in Morgantown, WKLP Kaiser, WVW Logan, WKMC Clarksburg, WDNE in Elkins, WJLS in Beckley, our flagship here in Charleston, WCHS and WKMZ Clarksburg. And while I have a moment, I do want to send out best wishes and get well wishes to my man Howard Monroe. You hear him on the Watchdog Radio Network. I haven't checked in today, but Howard did a post on X that said he was taken to the hospital and was in ICU. That was as of, I think, last evening. Now, I have not got an update since then. So I do want to send out best wishes to Howard Monroe. Text says, Dave, I live in Greenbrier County. After the photo ops were taken, we didn't see anyone down here after the flood in 2016. Cleanup was done by volunteers and church groups. I saw more people from Ohio helping than what we saw out of our own states. Sickening and sad, says a texter. Text says, I'm so glad 10 years ago Obama declared Elkview a disaster area, and it helped to get roads built and the great schools built and get them back in the community. Text, I second what the other person had said. How in the heck are we paying for Alabama? I just want some potholes filled, says a texter. Text, Morrissey needs to just go away. We've had enough, says a texter. Text, you have a number of Democrat listeners. What do they think of the three folks being elected in New York that are socialist? Moderate Democrats are no more, says the text. Look, I'm gonna go along with that last statement. There are very, very few. If we talk about the MAGA movement, that the Republican Party equals MAGA, and that's the way it is about 95% of the time. I'm also going to say, opinion only, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican either, although I have been both at one point or another. I am going to say that it seems that you don't hear a lot from moderate Democrats. I know a few. I'm friends with a couple, but that doesn't seem to be what you hear or see a lot is moderate Democrats. Good point. Text, as per conservative policy, the state has money when it wants something, and deficits and debt don't matter, says the texter. That's true of both sides, 100%. I appreciate the text. Text, with the Republicans in charge of everything, there's nothing to celebrate for America 250. Think I'll just sit on my porch and drink cheap beer since I can't afford the good stuff, says a texter. Well, save me one if you want to do that, because I ain't picky. To the clown asking why not 620, because that's not America's birthday. Come on, man, says the texter. Text, remember those pro-American Schoolhouse Rock in 1976? ABC wouldn't dare rebroadcast it today, but, you know, both sides. I don't think you can do Schoolhouse Rock today. Those people of Gen X that were youngins back then, and maybe the parents, that we knew what Schoolhouse Rock was. I know Stephanie's my age or like a year under me. We knew what No, you couldn't do. I'm gonna go ahead and go out on a limb here. You could not do Schoolhouse Rock today. If you remember what I'm talking about, if you don't go to YouTube and look it up, couldn't do it today because somebody would have a problem with the way something was being represented. It wasn't this or it wasn't that, or why are we glorifying this? Bring back Schoolhouse Rock. Text, wait a minute, corruption in county government? Who would have thunk it? Says the texter. Text, Dave, we are all blessed to live in this great country and have a president who keeps his promises to put the USA first. Thanks, says the texter. Text, fix the potholes, Governor. We don't need a concert. We need you to pay for our front end alignments. 2:53 with that, we'll break, and we'll come back to close it out after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
For couples that are experiencing infertility, about half will have the male factor in the diagnosis. At the WVU Medicine Center for Reproductive Medicine, we offer a wide array of treatment options for male factor infertility. There's really no reason you would need to go anywhere else. If we can identify and treat male factor infertility, we can prevent couples from even having to go down the road of IVF, saving you potentially money and time. We're here to help build a family. We have the capabilities and we care.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Across West Virginia, hospitals are always here, healing, helping, and standing strong for our communities. Hospitals save lives and build livelihoods. They're among our largest employers, with a passionate workforce of 54,000 West Virginians. Hospitals are economic drivers, contributing close to $17 billion to our state's economy and working to ensure access to care for all. From life-saving moments to wellness support, West Virginia hospitals keep our state healthy, our families strong, and our future bright.
At Dan Cabot GMC, now get up to $12,000 off any 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Denali Ultimate. Lisa 2026 GMC Canyon Elevation for only $575 per month. At Dan Cabot GMC, shop the world.
The best selection of WVU apparel is at Daniel's Men's Store. Exclusive designs you won't find anywhere else. Stylish, sophisticated, and unmistakably mountaineer. Shop in store or online at danielsofmorgantown.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Welcome back to the show. A couple of minutes away from 3 o'clock. It's Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producer today. Look who's here. Star of stage and screen. Your 1983 Grammy Award winner for R&B Artist of the Year. It's Dave Weekley.
Nice.
How you doing, man?
Those are good. Those were good days.
How you doing?
I'm good. You seen our question of the day?
I've not.
Did you know that there is such a thing today as Color TV Day?
I've actually re-exed it, but I did not read it. I tried to help you out a little bit. All right, so what's the thing with Color TV Day?
Today was the first official broadcast of Color TV in 1951 on CBS.
Mm-hmm.
It only got to 4 cities.
Okay.
And the format that they used on Color TV Day in 1951 was later abandoned. But it was the first actual broadcast
What was
of
the
Color. It was called something like Cavalcade, and it had all the stars.
Cavalcade of Stars.
I forget.
Maybe
Arthur Godfrey was on it. All the stars of CBS were on it, but very few people got it. But we're just talking about Color TV, and the question of the day is, did you ever own a black and white TV?
Oh, I did. Yeah, 100%. When I was a kid, I had one in my bedroom.
Okay. And secondarily, how do you feel about colorized classic movies?
I don't like them. I'll tell you right now, I don't like them. I have seen they've taken some black and white films and they've worked on them too, but they keep them in black and white, but they've made them a little bit more crisp. I actually prefer those.
I have a trivia question for you.
Okay.
In what was the first year that they sold more color TVs than black and white sets? What do you think?
1968.
Higher.
73.
Close. 72.
72.
So it's been a while.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Right. Do you remember, and I don't actually remember this much myself, but I remember seeing, I've seen things online about it was a really big deal when they would say, now in color, now in Technicolor, that sort of thing. So, okay. I can remember working at a radio station in the early 90s that one of our imaging pieces, we called it, was completely compact disc.
Nice. Nice.
Completely compact disc. Classic Rock 101.5. Completely compact disc. The next show that you're going to hear on many of these same Metro News stations hotline will be completely in color. And
I got that going for me.
Available on compact disc.
That's right.
All right.
Complete.
Those guys are coming up. I will see you tomorrow. Till then, have fun and love somebody.